Alright, hey everybody, so welcome to a special edition of Rodo's Questions today. So today I have my friend here, Winston, and we're going to be doing a video just kind of introducing each other and what we're working on, where we come from and kind of where we want to go in the future and just the kind of stuff that we want to put out into the world. Alright, so Winston, do you want to kind of introduce yourself so that everyone knows who you are?
Yeah, nice to be here, guys. I heard about Rodo, your videos, and people who watch it regularly. So I know there are those of you out there who are watching this. So nice to meet you. My name is Winston, and I'm happy to be part of this. Yeah, and I hope I hope I get to talk to you.
All
Yeah.
right, perfect. Thanks, Winston. So, me and Winston met about, I don't know, about 14, 15 months ago. I believe it was
Yeah.
in March of last year. And we met at the Creators Code.
Mhm.
So, we took a class called The Gift together. And pretty much what the Creators Code is a conscious community of people trying to co create a better world and starting by working on ourselves.
Yeah.
So it's a very, very good class. I recommend anyone just to look it up and maybe think about even participating in some of the classes.
Yeah.
And if they want more information on it, they can leave a comment or email or something. We can totally help them out with that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Creators Code was a life changer for me. It's almost hard to describe how impactful the experience was. It's basically, let's see, different levels. But first two levels. First level is 3 days. Second level is 5 days. And what it did for me is help me break through some of the things that absolutely stopped me. That stopped me in
Yeah.
how I do relationships and how I live, how I go about my careers and everything. So changed huge things, and yeah, I love that experience.
Yeah.
So, and it doesn't have to be a creators code. Um, I know there are different programs around the world. If you're not in Canada,
Yeah.
that does things like that.
It's just
Yeah.
one out of a lot of options out there.
Yes.
And then just the one great thing that I liked about it too is just it helps you connect with people that are on the same journey as you are.
Yes.
You know how you can't find two more different people than me and Winston that
Yeah.
come from such a different background. And we'll get more into that. You'll get to know more about us just to see how different we are. And
Yeah.
here we are sitting together, working on something together that we met through a community like the Creators Code. It just brings people together that are kind of on the same journey. So because these journeys, when you first begin on your conscious journey, it can be a lonely road, right?
Yeah.
Hard to find people that kind of think alike, that believe the same kind of things, especially coming from wherever you come from.
Yes.
It's a big change, and it just helps to have like good support, a good support system, and know that you're not the only one.
Absolutely. I mean, I've been on this spiritual or healing journey for quite a while, starting about 7 years ago. And when I begun, like there was nobody, right? And then I felt this monumental task of trying to heal myself of decades of living in fear, not knowing how to handle whatever's going on, that's screwy, whatever, not feeling good, and it started with one person who helped me out, who was an Indian elder, and he helped me do Native Indian ceremonies that helped me start healing journey, and now I'm at a place through Creators Code. I feel like I'm in a community now, and that's really supportive because I feel I can contribute, and when I need support, I ask for support. So yeah, it's good to be part of something. Yeah.
Right. Thanks. So kind of just give a brief intro on why we decided to do this video together. And like for me personally, it's just because me and Winston, I said we're very different, but we're also a lot alike. And we're on the same journey, and we have a lot of the same interests. So it's just kind of a way for us to collaborate on something, and where we can share it with both of our communities, both of our circles, and just get both of our messages out there, and just kind of build awareness, help expose Winston to my community, and help expose myself to Winston's community.
Yeah.
Did you want to add anything to your reasons?
My reason is to share who I am and help you guys get to know Rodo better, and also through my experiences that and what I share here might be helpful to your journey. If you're going through some difficulties and challenges that you quite not sure how to go about, and perhaps what I went through might be of help to you. So yeah, that's why I'm here. Yeah.
Sweet, excellent. All right, so we're just gonna begin just asking some questions that will apply to both of us, and we'll both just give an answer, and we'll just kind of move on, just so you kind of get to know each of us. All right, so we'll start with the first question: is where were you born?
I was born in South Korea. So you might have heard of Seoul. So where I'm from is called Jinju. I don't know. You might know where Busan is because they have International Busan Film Festival. Anyway, it's close to the ocean, South Ocean side of South Korea, and that's where I'm from. So how about you, Rodo? Where are you from?
I was born in El Salvador, in the capital city, San Salvador. I was 28 years ago now. And yeah, so I'm from El Salvador, but from El Salvador, but yeah, raised in Canada. I came here as a baby.
Oh yeah. So do you know how old you were when you were?
I was 1.5.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So basically.
So it's just I don't really remember much. I'm Canadian,
Yeah.
So.
Basically born Canadian. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to know. I came over here when I was 17. I'm 35, 34, 34 now. So half of my life in Korea and the other half in Canada. Yeah.
Sweet. So how does being born in Korea and being raised there till pretty much you're an adult, how did that influence the man that you are today?
A lot of different things because culture in Korea and Canada is quite different. Korea, there is hierarchy of status, perhaps based on how old you are and how you talk to someone older than you and someone younger than you, and how you treat them is different. So, which is completely different in Canada. Like basically, you are friends. You call everybody by their first name, and yeah, you can be friends with anybody and everybody here. But in Korea, that's not the case. Because if I was older than you, way you speak to me, way you treat me and interact with me will be different. And that's a difference. Sometimes having that sense of hierarchy is good because you know how to go about approaching somebody.
Yeah.
It's so clear. But at times, also it's limiting. When the friendship wants to, expand and become more. I felt like, it's like I don't know about what to do about this given roles that I'm supposed to play. So
yeah,
that was interesting.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how about you? Like, you're from El Salvador. How do you say it with exact accent?
With the accent, El Salvador.
El Salvador. El Salvador.
So for me, just the way it influenced me, like I did come here as a baby, so I didn't get the opportunity to, I guess, experience the culture and experience what the people there go through, because it is one of the poorest, worst countries to live in the world.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel the way it influenced me is just because I still have the Salvadorian blood, and I know just from the little bit that my dad did tell me, and from everything my mom tells me, and just because everything gets passed down from generation to generation, so even though I wasn't there to experience a lot of this stuff, I know about it, and in a way I can feel it. And just knowing what those people went through and how other people in different countries have it so much more worse than us, and just being able, I guess, to feel their pain and know that, hey, not the whole world isn't like Canada, because I feel like here in Canada we're very privileged.
Yes.
We have such a wonderful country with food, shelter, clothing, everything you need, and so just being able to know that not everybody is like that, and not the whole world isn't all like flowers and roses and stuff. So just having, I guess, a different perspective than a lot of people here, and knowing that there's a lot more to the world than what we're exposed to here in Canada.
Yeah.
And then getting also an early start on knowing about the corruption and all those kind of things that I guess plague our world and governments.
Yes.
And knowing that, just having my eyes open at a young age, I guess, is the biggest way it influenced me.
Yeah. So, you were being born in El Salvador. It is saying it influenced you to have direct experience and contact and knowledge of how the world how the world is working.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Just having my eyes open, that knowledge.
Yeah.
That there's a lot more going on in this world.
Yeah. So you widen your perspective.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure. So yeah, I mean, something that definitely want to bring up is that when I first came over here 17 years ago, I really tried to be a Canadian, talk like Canadian, look like Canadian, and think like Canadian, because I wanted to belong. And as a result, what I did was I basically set aside my Korean side because I wanted to belong and be a Canadian so bad. So, and recently, as I feel more comfortable and at ease, and my value as just a human being, not as a Canadian, but as a human being, as I feel stronger, I feel more more spacious to be able to start reeling back in and reintegrating my Korean side, because it is part of me, definitely. Yeah.
Definitely.
So
can't forget where you come from.
Yeah. So I'm in the process of reintegrating and being connected to the ancestry of how I'm born and who I am as Korean, at the same time being Canadian, because I love being Canadian too. Yeah. So.
Okay, so kind of on that topic. So, what would you say was your biggest challenge growing up?
Yeah. Ooh, do we have a box of pieces?
If you could pick one thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm scared to go into like the darkest of the dark, but definitely say my biggest challenge in overall growing up was being able to be the master of myself.
Yeah.
Because I felt like my parents, the school that I went to, neighbors, the adults around me, and the government and system were in control of how I think and how I behave and who I should be. I felt powerless, and I feel like, who am I and where am I going?
Yeah.
And there was a sense of growing unease and the restlessness, which grew into depression in teenage years, and then a lot of anger coming up, wondering what the heck is happening, and going back to this personal and professional developments, creators code, or healing work, is that it helped me to realize why that was happening. It was because I was not being the master of myself, of my destiny. So
the biggest challenge, I guess, if I could put it in my words, is just finding yourself.
Yeah.
And allowing yourself to be that person.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So how did you handle that challenge? Like, how did you?
I mean, at first I didn't handle it well because I had no idea how to deal with the emotions that came up. Sadness, depression, anxiety, anger. And so these emotions were coming up, and it was really difficult because I'm feeling all these emotions. I do not know consciously at the time why is this happening, and I know now.
Yeah.
But so that was a big challenge for me, for sure. Yeah, and I'm wondering, how about you? What was your biggest challenge? Yeah.
My biggest challenge growing up, I would say, is just I guess growing up without a dad. Because my dad left, I don't know, when I was eight or nine. So about 20 years ago, give or take a year, and just not having that male figure
Mm.
there to, I guess, teach me how to be a man,
Mm.
what men do and don't do, and kind of, be that person to look up to. And so it's just that, it's just, I guess, trying to fit in. It's hard to fit in when you're a guy surrounded by girls in a household, or, trying to fit in at school or wherever. So it's just, yeah, just growing up with a dad and just trying to fit in somewhere.
Mm.
When like I've always felt, that I've just been different. Like the way I think about things is different. The way I do things is different. The stuff I talk about is different. So just always being different and trying to not be different just to fit in, I guess,
Yes.
would be my biggest challenges.
Mm. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm. I see. So, like, how were you able to work through that challenge?
I guess just eventually, like, just like with the whole dad thing, just like I was angry for a long time, and just being able to just sit down and think about it and be like, what, it wasn't my fault, or just letting the anger go away and just realizing, it had nothing to do with me. It's all on him. Like it's his journey. He did what he had to do for himself, and just being able to move on and just accepting it
Mm.
and not being angry anymore was, I guess, one of the biggest things for me. And with the whole like fitting in thing, it's just, you don't, not just accepting myself and not wanting to have to change
Mm.
for someone else to like you, I guess,
Mhm.
would be a big thing. So just being able to, I guess, love myself and be happy with who I am. And if you want to like me for who I am, then that's awesome. But I'm not going to change so people will like me,
Mm.
I guess, and just
Yeah.
and just being okay with that. And a lot of that, like the creators code has helped me with that as well. And just always just, I guess, being comfortable with being by myself. I've always loved to just spend time alone, whether spend time like reading books. Like I have like a ton of books that I just love to read and just sit there. So just learning, I guess, yeah, that's one, learning about everything. And then
Mm.
as you learn more, then I guess your consciousness expands and you're able to accept more things and be more comfortable with who, well, me personally, be comfortable more with who I am,
Mm.
instead of trying to fit in, when you don't really have to fit in. You can just be your own
Mm.
unique person.
Yes.
So
Yeah, that's so true. I think it's perhaps it's true for everybody that we're part of healing work involves self acceptance and self love,
definitely.
right? And I know Louise Hay, who's the founder of Hay House, publishing company. One of her big thing is self love, and one of the things that she teaches is mirror exercise. And so what you do is you get a mirror that you can see yourself in your face, and you look at yourself and say, "I love you." I know it may sound corny and cheesy, and this helped me quite a bit because I have been relying on external sources of love for myself, which got me a lot of sadness because people are dealing with their own stuff. So when I turned the source of self acceptance and self love within myself and be self reliant on that, I start to feel confident and I'm more authentic. Being fun, having fun being myself. And nowadays, I feel so comfortable with myself. I might walk down the street and you might hear me singing, or when I feel a little bit iffy and not sure, I might be doing, I don't know, EFTs. It's emotional freedom technique, which is supposed to help you to process emotions. You could see me like stretching, and I love it. I love it. To the point, I'm not quite there. So when somebody looks at me kind of funny and wondering, I'm doing this on a bus, is tapping myself, which is for emotional processing, and I'm just saying, what you think of me is none of my business.
Yeah.
You know,
It's true.
so I love this kind of freedom, where I can just be myself and enjoy being me and accept who I am, no matter how I feel. It gives me such confidence and
Okay.
sense of peace. Yeah.
All right. So moving on. What would you say is your biggest passion?
My biggest passion is consciousness work, and I know it's pretty abstract.
Yeah.
My biggest passion is about uh, is healing, emotional healing, and I'm trying to figure out what it is. I think in essence, my biggest passion is passion.
Just being passionate about everything you do, I guess, right?
Yeah, living with passion is my passion. I think that's what it comes down to, and it's something about living from my heart center. Could be love, could be being authentic, could be being vulnerable, could be being passionate, I guess, enthusiastic. And when I'm being that, when I allow myself to be that, whether I'm feeling crappy or amazing, I feel like I'm on purpose. That's when I feel most meaningful and happiest. Yeah.
All right.
How about you? Yeah.
For me, I would say my biggest passion is, I guess, what we're doing right now. Just talking to people, getting to know people, and helping to spread information, spread
Yes.
knowledge, pointing people in the right direction,
Yes.
and learning. Learning and teaching.
Yes.
I guess that would, if I had to put it in 2 words, learning and teaching.
Mm.
I'm always learning about something, and then as soon as I learn about something, I have to find somebody to go and tell them about it.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons I started doing this, so I could just tell everyone about what I'm learning about.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it definitely seems like you are on your purpose and path. That's good. Yeah.
All right. So then it's kind of on the same wavelength right now. What is your greatest vision?
My greatest vision is I see the world. I don't know if this is going to be the Earth or another planet, but my vision is I see this world where we are connected or reconnected to the nature, where we are living in eco communities, accessing intelligence, infinite intelligence, I believe, within ourselves and in nature. And we don't, it doesn't necessarily mean that we are discarding technologies and iPhones or Androids.
Yeah.
I don't mean that, but something about living with nature in ourselves, whether it's Buddha nature or Christ consciousness, and also being connected to nature. And I feel, to me, that's could be the basis of something even much greater. So that's what inspires me every day, is that to be that person who can live it, and perhaps inspire those who are ready, and willing for such lifestyle. Yeah, that's me. And how about you?
For me, my greatest vision would be, a world that is built on cooperation instead of, people always fighting against each other. Instead of people being like, yeah, like say like use Korea for an example, if I can, instead of north and south, always fighting, and just be like, hey, we're all Korean, let's be friends, kind of thing, or
Absolutely.
and then take it even one step higher than that. Hey, for Asia, hey, we're all Asian, let's be friends, and then take it a step further and be like, hey, we're all humans.
Yes.
There is no color, there is no race. We're all just humans, and let's all be friends, and let's all cooperate and work together to build a better world, because there's enough everything out there for everyone to have everything they want and more. Like there's the earth is just full of resources and abundance, and there's no reason why there should be a guy sitting in $1 billion house and then there should be 1 billion kids starving to death, so just that's my biggest vision. It's just a world built on cooperation.
Yeah. Hallelujah. I love that. Yeah. I think it's there. That's the commonality that we have. Is perhaps our visions may look different, and how we achieve that is different. But in essence, both of us want harmonious and peaceful and joyous world.
Yep.
Where there's no more poverty and starvation, but there's sense of abundance and connection. And isn't that exciting? I'm excited just thinking about it.
All right. So kind of changing topics a little bit now.
Yeah.
What kind of girlfriend do you want, Winston?
I want a girlfriend who believes in my vision. Are you one of those? Now I was talking to Rodo on my way here. It's summer in Canada. It's like plus 26.
Yeah.
It's getting pretty warm, and I see these ladies walking with short shorts, and it's like wow. I find myself my attention going to them. It's like and appreciating them, and it's like I think to myself, it's time for a girlfriend. Yeah, because I've been so focused on healing work and growing and everything else, I didn't really pay attention
Yeah.
to having a girlfriend. I had the chance to do that, but I basically told her, not now because I'm all about self development right now. So, to answer the question, yeah, somebody believes in the vision, and she, you know, uh, we do not have to be on the same path, but spiritual evolution, and healing work and growing and contributing that, and also a lady who's strong enough to be vulnerable. So when she feels shitty and when she feels weak and needs some help, she could say it in a way that's authentic and vulnerable, and then so that we can work things out. So that's important. And the third one is a lady who knows how to have fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah. How about you, man? Who's your dream lady?
For me, I guess the most important thing for me would just be about the mind state. So just a woman that has an open mind. To me, that's really important. Like we don't necessarily have to believe the same things or want the same things, and like you said, we don't have to be on the same journey, but just someone that is open to anything, I guess, and not and just able to look at the world in like a wider perspective instead of just like in the box, I guess, that school puts you into, and just having that open mind and willing to listen, willing to learn, and yeah, like, have fun, and like before I used to, I guess, be kind of pretty picky and just go for one race, but now it's more to me. It's more about the mind state and the consciousness, and like where are you going? What do you want in life? What do you want to do with your life? And so I guess I've matured a lot over the years, and yeah, to me, just the open mind is the biggest thing for me. Just willing to learn.
Yes, it's beautiful.
All
right
right.
on.
All right, Winston. So in your 34 years, 35 years, who would you say have been some of your biggest role models?
Okay, I'll just go without thinking. Buddha, Jesus, Wayne Dyer, Deepak Chopra, Gandhi, Matt Nelson, Mandela, Dalai Lama. Yeah. How about you?
For me, it would be people like say Malcolm X, Che Guevara, even like the Buddha as well, Martin Luther King, John Lennon, so to me there's so many people. I could go on. Tupac was, he's probably number one on that list.
Yeah.
So just to me, people that weren't afraid to stand up and say what they believed in.
Yes.
And not worried about the consequences, not worried about what people were going to say. And it's kind of obvious with all the names that I did say, because all of them got killed. They all got killed for talking about what they believed in. And that's the ultimate not being afraid, and the ultimate sacrifice. They sacrificed their lives to teach us something. And that's huge.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any bigger than that, to me at least.
So something about speaking, what you believe in.
Yeah.
At all costs.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I guess that kind of goes back to like how I was talking about before, trying to fit in. So not wanting to, not censoring what you say to try and fit in and be cool and popular, but just saying whatever you want.
Yes.
And being yourself, I guess.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. So you've come a long way in your life. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you want to be in 5 years?
That's a good question. I see myself either in Buddhist monastery meditating, or in the woods, learning the way of how to live in the woods, live
Yeah.
with nature.
Live off the land.
Yeah, and it's more of a more than just living and surviving. I truly believe there's an intelligence
Yeah.
that connects our human beings and nature. So learning that as well and what it means to commune with nature, you know. Um, so that inspires me, and the Buddhist monastery inspires me because the Plum Village in France, it is founded by Thich Nhat Hanh, and it's a Buddhist community where there are, of course, monks and nuns. They practice and they practice Buddhism, and there are people who are living with them, and as well as a retreat where people come all over the world. And when I look at that and I see in terms of a model for an equal community, I love it. I love it because it's connected to nature. Is connected to Buddhism, which is all about peaceful living, being compassionate, and taking full, complete responsibility for yourself. And yeah, and giving. So when I look at that, a community like that, it inspires me tremendously. So I definitely see myself becoming more involved in being able to facilitate and inspire and live more eco community like lifestyle. How about you, man? Yeah.
For me, in 5 years, I want to be on an acreage. Hopefully in BC or somewhere tropical, but probably BC just because I love being in Canada. And I want to have a self-sustainable community. At least like having had a very good start on that community. And just so what I mean by that is we'll have renewable power. We'll grow our own food. We'll have like our own sources of meat. So say cows, pigs, whatever, chickens. We'll have our own water system, and just not be dependent on the system for anything.
Yes.
So like if I don't want to leave my land, I don't have to leave my land to get anything. I don't have to leave to get food or power or any of that stuff, and just be totally independent community with like-minded individuals, because obviously it's a lot of work and I can't do it all myself. So just like similar to what you want, just be out in nature with an independent, self-sustainable community.
Yeah, something that I notice nowadays, a lot of people are wanting to reconnect with nature and community, So I think it's a general trend, what we're talking about here.
Definitely. Yeah. All right, so that's kind of the end of that segment. We just got a couple questions that will be kind of personalized to each of us. So should you want to go first?
Yeah, sure, I'll go first. So, Rodo, you shared with me, there is a dark side of your past where, when you ended up in the gang lifestyle, right? So what I'd like to know is how were you able to, how did you get into that lifestyle, and how did you were able to move out of it?
For me, it was like I never really thought about it, like getting into it. Kind of just happened. Like I was just kind of like I got into trouble, and I guess like I needed money, to like kind of pay for a lawyer, and then so like I did some things, and then I was like, oh wow, like that was easy. I just got all this money, and I didn't even do anything. So I was like, hey, like I was just a kid. Like you put like some cash, a wad of cash in a kid's pocket, and it's
How old are you?
17.
Oh yeah,
somewhere around there, and it was like, hey, like
that's the age. Yeah.
Like this was fun. Like let's keep doing that, and that kind of just led. It's a slippery slope, right? Once you start, and it just you get the lifestyle kind of consumes you, and so then it just kind of led down that, and so it was, it has its up and downs, just like anything, but the downs are just so much worse than in a regular lifestyle. Because the regular lifestyle, okay, yeah, maybe you get fired from your job, whatever, and this kind of lifestyle, you can get you can get killed, or you can go to jail,
Yeah. Yeah.
or I was lucky that neither one of those things happened to me.
Yeah.
Because I consider myself lucky to just to be here, being
Yeah.
able to like tell my story, I guess.
Mm.
And so ultimately, that's what inspired me to get out, because just from a lot of the experiences I had, and I was like, why am I risking my life
Mm-hmm.
and my freedom for nothing?
Yeah.
Like pretty much it's nothing,
Yeah.
right? Like what, some money?
Mm-hmm.
What is money? Like there's a million different ways to make money or whatever. And so it was just, yeah, in the end I was like, I decided my life is worth a lot more
Mm.
than just, some crap.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So I just made that decision. It didn't happen overnight. It's very hard to leave that lifestyle, especially with the money and everything that comes with it. And so that's probably the biggest challenge, was just the money.
Mm.
Going from having everything you could ever want,
Mm.
at least like material wise, to then going, oh crap, like which bill am I going to pay?
Yeah.
Am I going to pay my phone bill, or am I going to pay my power bill? Or, so it's a very drastic, big change. And, so I had a lot of help
Mm.
from family and friends,
Yes.
and I wouldn't have been able to do it without them. So, and now that I look back, like I don't regret anything.
Yeah.
It was a very good learning experience. I learned a lot. I made a lot of good friends, lifelong friendships, and I learned a lot. And so now, like I hope that like I'll be able to help other kids, teenagers, adults, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
help them see, hey, you don't have to do that kind of thing, and just help people, inspire them just by telling my story, I guess.
Mm-hmm. No, hey, thanks for sharing that, because I know it's not easy to share, a dark past or whatever, difficult past, but thanks for sharing it.
Yeah, no problem. So okay, so
Mm-hmm.
one question I have for you. I know since the day I saw you,
Yeah.
you're sitting there like this, and like like breathing, doing your breathing practices and everything.
Yeah.
And so I know you have a lot of spiritual practices, but which one is your favorite spiritual practice, and why?
Mm. Oh, yeah, nowadays it's changing because the shift from basically living how I was taught to live, which was I do this and this and this, and I have this job and buy this thing. In terms of lifestyle that's based on material gain and whatever, nothing wrong with that. But the shift was from that material focus. I made a switch, shifted to spiritual focus, which is basically how I feel. And the most favorite spiritual practice that helps me um, put myself in a state of peace and love and rainbows is um, meditation, for sure.
Yeah.
It's so easy. I just kind of sit there and watch myself breathe and be mindful and aware. And as simple as that, it just centers me and grounds me. And when I'm done, I feel great for next 3 hours.
Sweet.
So meditation. And yeah, yeah. Just like so they thank you for this interview and making these videos as well, so that we could do this. So I'm just wondering, what inspired you to create this website and make videos?
For me, I guess the biggest inspiration, it goes back to like how I said my passion is to learn and read, or learn and teach, sorry, is because I feel like I can reach so many more people by making a video instead of trying to talk to everybody like one on one.
Yeah.
Because you can only talk to so many people, and everyone's got their busy lifestyles, their busy schedules, everyone's got stuff to do. So I figure if I make videos and just throw it out there onto YouTube, internet, Facebook, all of that stuff, then not only people that I know in my circle can sit down and watch it when they have time, when it's convenient for them, but people all over the world can watch it. And I know, like, I've had viewers from like the United States, from Europe. There's some in Asia. So it's literally people all over the world. Like I have no idea who these people are.
Yeah.
I have people following me from Europe and stuff, and just it's crazy. Like it like I'm just beginning,
Yeah.
And it's already been like more than what I expected.
Awesome.
So I just love spreading knowledge, and I love talking to people about all the things. I have a lot to say.
Yes.
And this is just
That's awesome.
This is just a good way for me to get that out, and whoever wants to listen, it's there. And this way I'm not bugging people that don't want to listen. Because you can't just shove stuff in people's face and expect them to listen or expect them to believe what you say. So this way it's like, all right, here's what I have to say. If you want to watch it, watch it. If you don't, don't.
And thanks for watching.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so, Winston, if you could teach one thing to the world, what would it be?
That's a deep question.
Yeah, take your time.
It's something about being aware. You know, it's being aware of whatever your breath, your movements, being aware of the surroundings. So being present and aware. And I know it seems extremely simple, but this practice has brought me so much peace and so much happiness because with this practice I was able to settle down the clutters of the mind, the worries, the irritations, and the bills and whatever, and just calm everything down and then see and just be and be peace. You know, and when I'm just being in the moment like that, peacefulness and happiness just flows. So yeah, that's something that we share. And one practice that I love is that there's one practice what you can do with a person. It could be a friend or your spouse or whomever. You just look at each other in the eyes directly and just sit and just be without thought to how long it's gonna be.
Yeah.
It could be 5 seconds, 5 minutes, 30 minutes. I'm not kidding. An hour.
Yeah. I've done that in the mirror.
Yeah.
Just stand there and stare at myself in the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can. Yeah.
So just being with myself, being with what is, and being with other people, and it's powerful practice. There were more than one time where we were just crying at that level of profound peace that we felt. It was like recognition of, I remember that there's so much peace, so much serenity, and so much love. When we are just able to just let everything go and just be present. Yeah, so that's mine.
All right, thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that's everything. Do you want to wrap it up?
Yeah. Sure. So that was just the first of what I hope will be many videos in this kind of format. And so if you have anything to say to me or Winston, you can leave comments in the comments section, or visit the Facebook page. I'll have links to Winston's page on there. I'll put both of our emails into the video description. So there's lots of ways to get a hold of us, and if there's anything else, just let us know, drop an email, and pretty much, just thanks for watching, and share with your friends, like it, and thanks.
Yeah, thanks for watching. I think it's like, subscribe, and share.
Yeah.
Privileged talking to you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Until next time.
Yes.